Hi guys, this is Mr. Albert, your English teacher this year for AP Lit. Um, one of I know your favorite part of the first day of school is going through the syllabus, so I wouldn't want you to miss out that. Sorry, I can be sarcastic sometimes. All right, I'll just go through this quickly if I can. Contact information, good idea to contact me if you have a question. Um, I will respond, and like we say, if you have a question, someone else probably does too. I'm sure that in these first few weeks, especially, that I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can. But I'm sure there's a lot of questions you have that I don't even know about. And so, yeah, don't be afraid to bring those to my attention. All right. First few weeks of school, we're gonna have office hours from 8 to 10 a.m. And we're gonna go through some like review and stuff like that. So do make sure that you're logging into Canvas every day, checking the stuff, going through the materials, getting ready to really hit the ground running in a couple weeks. Um, there are some things you need to do in these first few weeks. All right, and all right, Teams. We're going to be using that for not only the office hours, but also for class time. And so you need to make sure that you go ahead and join teams. I just set up one team for all the AP, all of my AP classes. And so you just, if you download this syllabus, click on that link or the link in Canvas, and that's the code that you will need to get into this class. If you need help on, how to navigate that, of course you can always ask. But I also did put in a couple of documents in the video on that. Chances are you guys are seniors, you're gonna be able to figure it out just fine. Turnitin, you've probably used that before too. So go to Turnitin. You're gonna need the. Oops, I made a little mistake there, didn't I? That's supposed to be that. Go ahead and their class ID, enrollment key. That's what you need. If you haven't used it before, it's pretty intuitive. Just sign up with your email, like most things these days. And of course, if you have a question, let me know. All right, and then your College Board account. Be careful. Do not create extra College Board account. It like really screws things up. And we can't fix it. Like you have to call a College Board, and it's like really frustrating. I don't know why they don't let us have any control over that stuff. But you do need to have a College Board account, and chances are, you've signed up for one by now. If you've taken the SAT or any other AP course, stuff like that. So make sure that you know how to log into there. That's something else you can figure out in these first few weeks. There will be join codes for this class that will be released after, I think, drop ad or something like that. So you can get on there, and there's going to be an AP textbook too. I know that's really vague and weird, but I've been told there's one coming, and after the drop ad period, I will get codes for you guys to be able to access it online. Okie dokie. It's an interesting year, right? We're gonna have fun. We'll be fine. All right, so AP English, like chances are, if you take this course, you know what it's about, right? You do a lot of reading and writing and college level stuff, and it can be difficult at times, but it is really interesting. You get to really kind of get into some cool stuff, and we're going to go into some cool literature and stuff like that. It is important to participate in class. We'll do a lot of discussion, even though we're not physically in class, and writing is going to be a big part of this. And that's the skill you can really take out of this course, as you go into the future and into college and so forth. All right, and so again, read this over, make sure you know what's going on. The AP exam, if you haven't taken an AP exam before, the typical format is going to be 3 essays and a multiple choice section. And right now, that's what they're planning on doing. I think they are, putting some contingencies in place, so it's a little bit less. So it's like last year, but a little bit better prepared. Where we just did an essay. These are the skills that they look for, and so you'll notice that a lot of our assignments that we look at, we'll be looking at, the role of and the function of setting our character or whatever in a certain story. And of course, your 3 essays. Analyze a poem, analyze prose, and then a full-length novel or play, one of the ones that we read in class this year. All right, classroom expectations. You guys have been in school a long time. You know what to do. It still applies when we're online. You still need to log in on time and be there. And if you can't be, maybe drop into one of the other classes or watch the recording. But you really need to do everything you can to be in class and to participate and so forth. This is just kind of some stuff I have to put on here, but it is important, right? It's going to be hard to this year maybe for some of us with the temptation of not having someone looking over our shoulder. But don't cut and paste and do all that nonsense. Do your best of your own work. Do stuff you can be proud of. Again, be there even though it's online. Electronics policy? What? That doesn't sound right. We're all on electronics, right? We can use them, right? But how you use electronics is going to be really important in this day and age. I've actually had friends get fired from jobs because they couldn't stop texting things. But it's tempting. Right? It's just right there to go onto your social media, to text someone, to play a game, etc. But the important part is, don't do that during live instruction. Oh, I put no headphones. There should be no music. You might use headphones to hear what we're saying. So yeah, make sure that you are using technology to augment your education, not distract from it. And again, as you go into the workforce, that's going to be really important. When we use it for entertainment, when we use it as a tool for work or school, that's being able to do that. That's really important. And so use electronics for school, not to get in the way. Communication, don't forget, that's a two-way street. And so, I put a lot of information out there. I'll keep my calendar and my Canvas and everything up to date. I've got a website with a lot of stuff that I've built over the years to supplement what we do in class. But if you have questions or you miss something, make sure you contact me. All right, so the text selection. Like I said, we're going to have some electronic resources like Canvas and Teams and Turnitin and College Board that we're going to be using throughout the year. There's some mysterious AP textbook coming down the pipes. But we also will have some full-length novels that you might need to obtain. If you cannot get the novel, I get it. I was a free and reduced lunch kid too. Don't be afraid to ask. We'll hook you up. But for the most part, in a college English class, you're writing in your novel, you're writing in your book. Most of the notes I took in my English classes in college, I was writing in the margins and highlighting and stuff like that. And it's a good practice to get into. You want to do that as you're reading your book. You want to be like, highlighting, that sounds like a really smart quote. Hey, that's going to be important. This really tells me a lot about this character, things like that. So it does help to be able to write in the book and have the book physically and stuff like that. But again, if you need to borrow one, don't be afraid to ask. And so the first quarter, we are going to read our first novel, which is you'll have a choice between these three. They're called Buildings Vermont or coming of age novels. Wuthering Heights, Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison, get the right one, or Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. And I'll put a post. There's a post on my website kind of previewing what each of these is about. And we'll look at a bunch of short stories and stuff like that as well. But getting one of these three books is going to be one of the first things that you need to do, in addition to your college essay and resume. Many of you have probably already started that, but look for a future post on doing that. It's going to be one of your first assignments. All right, in the second quarter, we'll go into dystopia. Got a couple of fun options there. We'll look at Fences by August Wilson. That's always one of my favorite units. Then we got some Shakespeare plays and some poetry. Ew, no, we'll make it fun. It'll be cool. Yeah, we'll keep going. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because this is the year where we have to be flexible. Speaking of which, grades. This is what I have right now. It is very possible that the district will come in and change things. But unlike last year, where at the end it was like online learning couldn't be penalized or whatever, this first quarter is going to count. Like they have told us that much. And so, typically the quarters are 20% and the final is 20%. The breakdown of the way I normally do my grades, and I'm gonna try to stick to it this year until I'm told otherwise, is you'll have a few major assessments that will count for half your grade. You might have a test. We don't need a test all the time. Like 1.25 is fine. A project, which will usually count double. That'll be a big thing. It'll have some presentation and or writing and so forth in it. And a couple, 2 essays. They'll have shorter writing assignments and things along the way too, but those would be the biggies. And then your learning portfolio. I really want to focus on giving you feedback instead of giving you grades, and I want you to focus on learning and improving yourself rather than just, getting that number, getting that achievement, stuff like that. So at the end of each quarter, we'll have a conference one-on-one, and look through what you've done that quarter, right? All those daily assignments and or every other day assignments, whatever it might be, and look at your improvement and the work that you put in. Um, all right, and this stuff you guys know, it's not old. Even though we're online, get your stuff in on time and fill out this student information form. All right, I'm going to take a break now because you guys, I'm sure, have stopped paying attention. Hit me up with any questions, look through the Canvas page, so on and so forth. And hey, I look forward to having a great year with you.